guys, welcome to Jiyoung's Reading Time, and you to me as a reading boy, Jiyoung. And today, and I want to alarm you that I'm using my dad's computer because I don't have this book, but I love this book, so I wanted to read to you. So, let's start. And today I'm going to be reading How I Met My Monster, written by Amanda Noel and illustrated by Howard McWilliam. Right, let's start. One night, when I reached under the bed for my truck, I find this note instead. Monsters, meet here for final test. Z. Ha! My parents were obviously trying to trick me into staying in bed. I don't believe in monsters. I crumpled the paper, grabbed my truck, and zipped to my garbage. I heard some creaking and rumbling, but I wasn't scared. Our house always made noises at night. But then a voice under the bed scolded, "Stop that stomach rumbling. The child will hear you." Voices, stomach rumbling. It was part of my parents' trick. It was pretty cool. I peered into this inky blackness. 5 pairs of eyes blinked back. "See? Now he knows we are here," the voice sighed. "One of you has broken monster rule. Number 1. Maintain the element of surprise." This is no trick, I thought. There are monsters under my bed. A long-necked yellow monster slid out, followed by 4 little monsters. "Rule number 2, the yellow one instructed. "Never block the bed. All of you scoot over." Hey, I realized that one must be their teacher. I sat up straight, memorized it by the monster parade, shuffling across my bedroom. "That's better," the teacher monster said. Across to the bed clear. "Now, who knows rule number 3? A purple monster teared in on his tiptoe and gargled, "Get the child into bed!" "That's correct, Genghis. And how would you do that?" "Well, Mr. Z, I would roar my scariest roar." "All right, give it a go." Genghis took a deep breath, opened his mouth, and let a tiny stomach rumbling would have a better chance getting me into bed than that funny little noise. I laughed. "The child is right," said Mr. Z, shaking his head. "That was not scary. Genghis, I'm sorry, you're not the best monster for this child." There was some creaking as Genghis slunk under the bed. Before I could investigate where Genghis had gone, Mr. Z asked, "Now, who wants to try get the child into bed?" The orange monster looked at the ceiling, and the red monster looked at the floor. Only green monster looked at me. First, he stared at my toes and started drooling. Then he took a step toward me, and I heard that rumbling noise again. I sprang into into bed so he couldn't get my feet. Mr. Z blinked. Very on Carver's little gave. Your stomach gurgles seem to be what this child needs. What I needed was to make sure this little game monster didn't eat my toes. Right, you three. The child is now in the bed. Mr. Z, as every monster knows, the ultimate of theft is rule number 4. Who can tell me what it is? The orange monster bounced and squeaked. Keep the child in the bed until it falls asleep. Right, Morgan, and how would you accomplish that? Shut up, puppets! Shut up, puppets! She squeaked again. Gabe whistled through his nose and sneezed. But Mr. Z said, interesting idea. Try it. Morgan hopped to my bed, my night table, and flayed her arms near my lamp. Silly shadows bloomed onto the wall, and the cloud of forest fur tickled my nose. Achoo! Morgan, stop it once! Mr. Z ordered. You're supposed to scare him, not make him sneeze. I'm sorry, but you're not the match eater. Morgan's arm flopped to her sides, and she scuttled under my bed. There was some more creaking, and Morgan was gone. After all that sneezing, I really needed a tissue. Suddenly, a huge shadow of uncut claws loomed across my room. Awesome, I thought, and kind of scary. I froze in place. Powerful performance, Gabe, said Mr. Z. But do either of you see a problem? Oh, I know, chirped the red monster. The child is out of the bed again. Correct, Abigail, Mr. Z continued. And one of you must get him back in. Let's revise rule number 1. Maintain the element of surprise. Ha! No. Oh, all at once, poof, the monster vanished. Then I heard more rumbling. Were they hiding in my closet, making noises to scare me? Ha, no, it was only my stomach grumbling. All this excitement was making me hungry. I tiptoed past the closet and peeked out the door. So far, so good. No monsters. Then I stepped over the squeaky stair and sneaked down to the kitchen. As I reached into the pantry, I heard some chattering behind me. I sure hoped it wasn't that toe-loving Gabe. I yanked open the fridge. Ha! It wasn't Gabe. It was just a red monster shivering on the shelf. Found you! I laughed. Nice try, Abigail, said Mr. Z. But this isn't going to work. This isn't working. You're not the right monster for this child. But Mr. Z, she whined. It's not my fault. He's not scared of me. I'm sorry, Abigail. Let's go. Abigail clumped behind Mr. Z. When I heard the creaking, I knew she was gone. I grabbed some crackers and headed upstairs. wondering if Dave was gone too. All the way down the hall, went into the bathroom to brush my teeth again. When I opened the door a minute later, Gabe was definitely not gone. He was right there and he was huge. Oh, look at the picture. Gabe is very, very, very huge. I charged into my room and slammed the door. When I leaped into bed, I knew my tools were safe. Phew! I was surprised to hear breathing under my bed. Ragged breathing and stomach rumbling. "Hey kid," Gabe growled. "Good to see ya." I pulled my covers up tight. "Now, if you don't mind, I'd like to start the evening with the obvious puddle of drool." I peeked. Oh, wait. Sorry about that. I peeked over the edge of the bed. Green ooze spread soundless from underneath. Then the bed quivered as Gabe unfurled his spiked tail. "Well, looks quite promising," Mr. Z noted. When I heard some creaking, I knew Mr. Z was gone. I was alone with Gabe. Gabe loomed over my bed and began sharpening his uncut claws on my bedpost. How did you get so big?" I gasped. "Rule number 5, my friend," he explained. "People food makes monsters grow. Thanks for the crackers. Got any toast for me to munch?" I slumped my feet, scourged in my feet so Gabe couldn't get them. "This is way better than playing with trucks." "No toast tonight, but you can have this," I offered, tossing a stuffed monster off the bed. Gabe dove for it. His soft, comforting snorts filled the room as he snuffled the toy. I shivered. "Kid, I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship. No other monster could scare me like you," I giggled. Gabe was the monster for me. His snorts and ooze were perfect. I yawned, then shivered again. I was asleep in no time. Isn't that a sweet story? So thank you for watching Geometry Time, and I'll see you next time.